This is MH203B Syllabus Review. This is an introductory statistics class. It meets one day a week, Wednesdays from 9:30 to 10:45 a.m. in Basel Room 12. That's the room with the library, or that's the building with the library. I have office hours that are in person Wednesdays from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. when you can see me in what will probably be an area other than my office so that I can accommodate more people, but I kind of got to see what I can reserve for that. Um, this being a hybrid class means that I'm expecting you to do a lot of the work online. So I am expecting you to view lectures that I upload and classworks that I upload from every section. I expect you to watch those on Mondays, hopefully, or before, so that when you come to class on Wednesdays, you can come with questions about what you've seen, about what you've attempted on the homeworks, and spend the actual class time on Wednesday going over group works and doing other problems like what you've already seen and tried before you came to class. So, with required student materials here, um, you don't need to buy anything. You have a subscription to Cengage Unlimited based on being a Matters student. It's included with tuition. It gives you access to all the online materials in the class, as well as all the online homeworks. You also have access to an ebook. You do not need to buy the book. You do not need to pay any more money for any of this, as long as you've paid your Matter tuition. As far as calculators go, I use two different types. For this class, the TI-30X2S is a calculator that only costs about 15-20 bucks, depending upon if you catch it on sale, and you can take them out from the library at school, check it out just like a book, and keep it for the whole semester. I also will be bringing some of them with me to class so that you have access to them during any of our class sessions. Um, Graphing calculators will be more helpful if you want to move on to Stat 2 or to calculus from here. So if you have a TI-83 and you want to get used to it, I'm definitely used to using that for other classes. But I don't want to tell everybody in this class that they have to pay $120 for a calculator, especially if this is the highest level math that they need to take for the degree that they're pursuing. So the one that I recommend, if this is probably the last math class for you, is this TI-30X2S. If you already have a different type of calculator, we almost definitely can make it work. The key thing that you need for this class is a button that on the calculator I'm suggesting says stat, which has combinations and permutations that we use. You definitely can't use a phone calculator for this. If you bring a calculator into class, I can take a look, see if I can find the buttons that we need. The ways that you're graded in this class, Cengage online homework is due every Wednesday night at 11:59. These are going to be problem sets based on the lectures, based on the group works, where you're asked to do these homework problems and have 5 attempts at each of them. If you are struggling with any of them, you can always use the Ask Your Teacher feature to send me a copy of the question as well as your most recent answer as well as the answer that's provided in the key. So when I get those Ask Your Teacher questions, it's the easiest way for me to see if there's a formatting error happening, if there's something else going on that's marking it incorrect in a way that I wouldn't be able to see if you just emailed me about it. Canvas guided quizzes. Basically, all during the pandemic, I did these in class assignments where I would host live sessions where students could ask me questions as I went over the questions from these in class assignments. I'm going to basically just post those videos that go over the same in class assignments so that you can watch me live doing them from a previous semester, but you won't have the option to ask me questions live the way that they did. You'll just be viewing a video of what already occurred. That said, if you do have questions on any of them, definitely let me know, let me help, email me about them, ask about them in class, and I can help you through any of that. The group work is going to happen every Wednesday. That basically, I'm hoping if we meet for an hour and 15 minutes, an hour of that is working on these group works. I might do some quick demonstrations, going over some stuff that students are most confused about. I'll probably lead classes asking on Wednesdays, what do you guys have questions about from the homework, and trying to help you through those questions. But I want most of the time to be us working on these group works and getting in practice on the skills that we're learning in the class. The main grade in the class is the test and the final exam. The test, there's four of them worth 10% each. You do take them live in class on a Wednesday, so you absolutely need to be in and taking them in class with the rest of the class. You'll be able to have a note card that has formulas and stuff like that for you, but it is an in-person test that we'll be doing this semester. So there's four of those tests and then the final exam. Everything is listed on the syllabus calendar, which I'm going to go over in a moment. I basically go by the grade as Canvas calculates it. This is how everything is reported then as your final grades. I go all by numbers, so I don't do any, oh, I like this student, so they get a slightly better grade or no extra credit, anything like that. Whatever your numerical grade is what you receive in the class. Attendance policy might be a little weird. I am going to try and make allowances for students who are able to do the work, but who are doing some things asynchronously. Basically, if you're completing the homeworks on time in WebSign, I'm going to mark you as present, but you have to be there for tests on test week. Email me if you have questions about that policy, but basically, I'm going to do my best to give you credit for attending if you're doing the work. The full schedule is laid out here. You can see this first week, what I would have gone over with you in this first day would be sections 1.1 and 1.2. Then on the second day, 1.3 and 1.4. You would have homework always due from things that are covered on Mondays. So homework 1.1 and 1.2 would be due at midnight on Wednesday. Going to be a little weird since we're completely online this first week. On Wednesday, I'm going to host a session through Echo 360 where I'll try and help out and work you guys through group work. But basically, once we are back live on the following Wednesday, hopefully the 19th, you'll get a better feel for how I'm hoping to run the class moving forward. You can see that there's a third column here called extra practice problems. Know that you don't actually have to do those. I provide those because those are the problems I used to require for in-person students to hand in as paper copies of the homework they've done. It is stuff that I keep there so that if you want to work on things with a tutor, if you need extra problems like what we're looking for, you can find these in the ebooks. You can click, find more problems like what we're supposed to be doing. I never do. I don't anticipate people doing them unless they need extra practice. The first test in the class is going to occur on the 2nd of February. So that'll be taken in class that day. If you're not able to be in class that day, you'll need to make it up by taking it in the testing center. I'll go over those procedures with you as the test gets closer. But basically, I am hoping that everybody does come on test day and take the test with the rest. The second test is due on the 23rd, the last day before spring break. I will make these assignments due after spring break, available during spring break if you want to get a head start on stuff, but there's nothing actually due during spring break. Third test in the class is probably the hardest one. It's taken on March 23rd. And the fourth test in the class is taken on the 13th, Wednesday, the 13th of April. We have Easter break, followed by a final exam review session on April 20th, and then the final exam is taken on campus. I believe it's going to be the 27th, but I need more information on exactly how they're scheduling me for those in-person finals. If you have any questions on anything that I'm going over on the syllabus, please don't hesitate to email me. I look forward to actually meeting everybody, but I do know this first week it's going to be a little tough getting you all on board, so hopefully this was helpful.